Says he's a guy who knows where he wants to go with the football. What does that mean to you?
Um, it means that we have to be smart defensively. We have to give him different looks pre-snap, so he won't be able to tell what we're in. And if we can do that, then we can make him think on the run. But if not, man, he is very, very good. If you let him know what you're in before the snap count, he can pick teams apart, and I think you guys seen some of that over the years.
What did you like about the way your young guys handled all the changing personnel groups that we knew you guys were going to use them, but it's the first time you've really done it in a game, snap to snap. There's a lot of substitutions going on. How do you think your guys handled all
And
that?
our young guys been in tune all year long. A good group who listens, know where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be, and they've been accountable so far. So I tell them all the time they only can get better now. So it's a good thing.
One rookie is one thing, two rookies is another thing. How are you guys getting that done?
I mean, pretty much the guys are taking care of themselves. They come to me with some things, but when you got a first rounder and a second rounder, I mean, those guys tend to keep each other accountable. So they're doing a good job just by themselves. We don't have to keep them accountable. So that's rare from rookies, but those guys are getting the job done.
Come on, people talk about playoff percentages when you win divisional games, and if you win all of them, it's like a 99 point whatever percent chance, down 10% after that. Are you a numbers guy? Is that something that motivates you, something you take in a factor, or do you just look at this and say, we just got to go out and win?
That's funny you say that. My whole life has never been about numbers. I've always defeated the odds, so numbers is not really my thing, but I also understand people tend to look at numbers. So, I think it's some value to it that you have to look at. But ultimately, these games you still have to play. No matter how many you win, we know the importance of this game right here as a division game, and we just have to try to keep it really as normal as possible as a game. And we've been doing that so far. Nothing's been out the ordinary. Guys have been coming in working. So it's been good so far.
Do you feel like you did a good job against Chicago hiding or disguising your pre-snap looks?
I think so. I think with Chicago it was a little bit different because we didn't know what we were going to get from those guys much at all. It's a new coach, new offense, new pieces to the puzzle. And we just didn't know what we were going to get at the beginning of the game. We had to see how those guys were going to attack us and those different things. But ultimately, I do think that we've done a good job of showing different things and kind of keeping the quarterback off balance a little bit, as I said.
Even just having the 1 week of film from this year, how much of a difference is that versus game one to game two?
Say that again.
Even just having 1 week of film from this year to watch of the Vikings, how much different is that from week one when you didn't have that because of the new coordinators, because of that situation with the Bears? How much easier, or not, maybe not easier, but how much more prepared are you able to be with that week to watch?
I think a lot. Obviously, week one teams tend to come out and, show some of their new toys, so so just to get a chance to see that on film, when they're not showing much in preseason, it gives you a good beat on things. Now we also know that we're gonna get some more unscouted looks. It's just what teams do, whether it's a regular game or whether it's a divisional game. Some teams tend to save certain things for divisional games. So we know that we're going to get certain looks and different looks, and our technique and our alignment and assignment need to take us through the down. So that's what we have to count on.
I know you're on defense and he's on offense, but is there any part of you that walks by that guy's locker and just says, "Hey, how you feeling? You gonna go on Sunday?"
Say that again.
Are you at all curious? Do you find yourself asking Aaron how he's feeling? I mean, he's not on the practice field.
I haven't asked him one time. I know he's going to do everything that he can. So, I'm not really worried about that. Ultimately, his longevity in my book is always the most important thing. So, whatever happens with him happens. We're going to be ready to play as a defense, though.